Jeremy Villegas writes, do you think they would ever make a remake of Chucky in the future? I'm a huge fan of the Chucky franchise.
I don't think so. Anything's possible, but I remember they even tried making a new one, and it was originally went into production to be a theatrical release. Nobody was actually interested, and ended up being a straight-to-home video release. And I don't even think it did all that well on its direct-to-VOD release. So look, who knows? 15 years from now, it's a totally different story. They may say, hey, now Chucky's a huge nostalgia thing. Maybe they go back to it. But from where I'm sitting right now, I don't think so. Schnepp?
Well, that question just gave me an idea.
Uh-oh.
Chucky's Army. It's like Chucky in the future. Like, do like a 2215. It's like a post-apocalyptic, and all these Chuckies rise. It's like, we're the last bastion of society. We've got to fight these Chuckies.
And only Popeye can stop them.
And he has to team up with Brutus.
And Spy versus Spy.
Spy versus Spy, yeah. I don't know. I think that the way horror movies are going, at least in the possessed doll market, seems to be more of a realistic take on it, like something like Annabelle, which is at least based on one of the Warren case files. So it tends to be going a little more to, oh no, this happened, or this was based on a true story, as opposed to something like Chucky, which is just pure fantasy. Chucky is never totally going to go away. There's going to be a Chucky reference somewhere. There's going to be a Chucky cameo, maybe in Sharknado 5, but you're not going to see a Chucky standalone film in the theaters anyway for a long time.
Army of Chuckies. Like 1,000 Chuckies all metal plated. Come on.
All right, what's next?
Future Chucky.
Darren S. writes, is Mad Max Fury Road a reboot of the Mad Max series, or is it a continuation for the Mel Gibson movies?
Well, I can tell you what I've heard, but we just happen to have somebody sitting at the table here who has seen the movie. So, Schnepp, how would you answer that?
I would say it is a continuation of the Road Warrior. It's like it doesn't say that the Thunderdome film didn't happen, but it's sort of like it falls somewhere in between Road Warrior and Thunderdome, and it's a sequel. But it's a meta sequel because Mel Gibson's not in it, but it's made by the guy who made the original three. It's right. George Miller, and it is his triumphant return. I cannot wait for all of you to be able to share the madness of the edge of the seat action amazement of Fury Road that I loved that film so much. So to me, it's a perfect sequel to The Road Warrior.
Well, we haven't seen it, so
one of my most anticipated of the summer for sure. And I was on the fence. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They're trying to redo it. Then I saw the trailer, and then I saw the other trailer, and I'm so locked into this movie. I cannot wait to see this picture.
All right, what's next?
Ralph Boa writes, hey guys, do you think Marvel will include Ghost Rider or Blade in the MCU, maybe like in Phase 4?
Well, it's certainly possible. The big hurdle I see right now, and it's not like it can't be overcome. I'm just saying the hurdle is that Marvel has very meticulously, very carefully, very painstakingly crafted this cinematic universe of theirs and where they're so concerned about everything fitting properly in that cinematic universe that they ended up parting ways with Edgar Wright over Ant-Man because the Ant-Man he wanted to create didn't fit well with the cinematic universe. It's cinematic universe over everything right now for Marvel. The problem you run into, the hurdle you run into with those characters is that they're R-rated characters, really. And so you face a challenge that if we bring them into the cinematic universe, there's going to be a lot of discrepancy between the characters the fans are expecting to see and what we can actually have them be to fit into this PG-13 cinematic universe. Or we have to kind of compromise the cinematic universe, which we know they are not going to do. So that's their challenge. But I use the word challenge. It's not a total roadblock. Maybe they can find ways around it. I just have my doubts right now. They might find other ways to explore the characters. Anyway, Schnepp, how do you see it?
I would love for them to make a side brand, which is still part of the cinematic universe, but it's the Marvel Knights brand, where it goes PG-13. You don't need to. I personally don't think you need to see any of these R-rated films. You can make Werewolf by Night or Moon Knight or Ghost Rider or Blade or Morbius and have them kind of exist in this. I think Doctor Strange is going to help bring all of these,
That's a great point.
all of these,
that is a great
the
point.
darker elements and the creepier, like, Werewolf by Night or monster elements into the Marvel universe. Ghost Rider, all those characters, Blade, he's vampire. Those are all the monster, creepy elements that are superhero monsters. So that's sort of like that blending there that has to be done right. And I think Doctor Strange is the perfect gateway drug to like, oh my God, to open up that whole universe. So I think if they do it that way and then they could side brand it or however they want to do it, because there's already like I don't know, there's 800 movies coming out over the next 5 years. So I don't know how you fit it in unless you're like, sort of like, look, we made this a smaller budget. It's $10 million. That's still a lot of money. You know, $10 million. You can make a cool movie for that. And you just do a bunch of them. They're the monster movies of Marvel. You call them Marvel Nights and let people rock out and have fun, you know?
It's been like reverse Jenga with how they've been able to put more and more characters into the universe so far. They just keep adding little blocks, and it's like, when is this thing going to crumble? It just gets better and better. I don't think they're going to take a huge risk by making any of these characters an integral part of the universe in the foreseeable future. But you're right, Snap. You could have something where they're a part of the universe, but they're just on the fringe, where maybe you get some Easter eggs, or you see in passing, you see a dude's head on fire. You see something to where something's underground. Also, the Punisher is something that I think that it's like, there's no reason why you can't make a reference to somebody like that. You can say that there's a dude named Frank Castle. You don't have to have a story centered around him. He doesn't have to be hanging out having shawarma with the Avengers in order to be a part of the universe. So I don't think it's going to be a huge part, but you could see them somewhere in there.
It would be kind of cool if you're in Avengers Age of Ultron and Captain America and Iron Man are sitting in a park with the city in the background, just having a conversation about something, maybe shawarma, whatever. And then just way off in the background, very subtly, you see a flaming motorcycle just going up the side of a building. And they don't even mention it. Nobody even points it out or talks about it. That'd be interesting.
Amazing.
Hey everyone, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.